Don't you dare look away. Don't you dare turn away. Not all, but some of y'all don't understand how black men and women, especially men, can sniff out a covert racist within 1 second because he's been dealing with oppression since birth and he's known it ever since age 6. He's learned to recognize it early on in life. So no matter how well you hide it, you, on the other hand, you're privileged. You don't live in the skin every day, 24/7, 365, in the melanated skin. So you think that you're hiding your racism from us. We smell it, we see it behind your corporate cloak, your friendly cloak, at the grocery store, at crowded sporting venues, and sometimes even in your family cloak. You're not fooling nobody. But we make like you are. We'll dance around and watch and observe you. Just enough until some major shit kick off. Truth has no party. Y'all be well. Don't you dare look away. Don't you dare turn away.
This wasn't even a slave owner in Derby was made to shit in his mouth and was immediately gagged. That is a direct quote. Those are not my words. That's what was written in a diary in the 1700s by a British plantation overseer in Jamaica named Thomas Thistlewood. Derby was an enslaved man who was caught eating sugarcane, and for that he was beaten. Another enslaved man was forced to defecate in his mouth, and Derby was forced to eat it. Then his mouth was gagged, sometimes sewn or bound shut, so he couldn't spit it out. This punishment had a name. It was called Derby's dose. This wasn't even the slave owner in rage. This was his normal course of business. Thomas Thistlewood kept a journal for 37 years. This was supposed to be for his eyes only. He recorded whippings like it was just a regular day. Whipped John 39 lashes, whipped Fibba 50 lashes. After the whipping, he applied what he called pickling. Salt, lime juice, bird pepper, and he rubbed it directly into open wounds. He wanted to intensify the pain, to prolong the suffering, to keep these people alive so that they could continue working for him. He mutilated people. He slit noses. He cropped ears. He branded flesh. During Tacky's revolt, a slave rebellion, he documented executions that many plantation owners participated in. These people were burned alive by slow fire, starting at their feet, so that the death took longer. He wrote this alongside notes about rainfall, about crops, and what he ate for dinner. The depravity. Then there was rapes, thousands of rapes. His phrase was always the same. I lay with Fibba, I lay with Sally after dinner. Listen. These depraved and barbaric animals practiced this inhumane and ritualistic cruelty for hundreds of years. This is the same man who was educated. He read books. He studied plants, much like many of them. So don't believe the hype when they try to act like slave owners were some uneducated peasants. The only thing that makes him different from the rest is that he wrote it down. And these journals weren't even the worst of it. This is why they want to take this out of schools. But guess what? The schools weren't really telling the truth anyway. That's why we have to. And thank you, Thomas Thistlewood, for writing it down. I hope you're somewhere rotting in hell. You know, James Baldwin said it best. To be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in a state of rage almost all the time. These are the ancestors of the people that are running this country. Your police officers, your doctors, your politicians, your judges. This is why we have to stay woke, because time does not erase evil that is passed in somebody's DNA. They've done enough torture to us, so we gotta stop doing it to ourselves. Now drop a black fist in the comments and share this with someone who...
Real quick, it said the remarkable... All right, it's Black History Month, so let's deal with a little bit of Black history. So I know what you're thinking. You said, well, if we're going to talk about Black History Month, then why you got a picture of a white woman in your background? Well, pay attention to me. The Oxford Illustrated History of Medieval Europe by George Holmes. Now, I'm going to show you on the inside of this book that your enemies know exactly who you are and they know exactly what God calls you. And it ain't African American. Let me show you. Now, inside this book right here, we have the prophet Daniel, the prophet OC, which is Hosea, and then we got other prophets right here, all right? King David over there to the right. And look what color they all are, brothers and sisters. This is stained glass. All right, this is stained glass. And notice, let's read the bottom real quick. It says the remarkable windows at Augsburg Cathedral date from about 1100 and depict the prophets Daniel, Hosea, Jonah, together with King David. They survived from a cycle of 22 figures portraying the heavenly Jerusalem. Wait a minute. You didn't think that you was heavenly. You didn't think black folks was heavenly. But guess what? They know it. And guess where that comes from? This book right here. And guess what? If you saw this book in a bookstore, you probably never even pick it up. If you saw it in the library, you say, oh, that's talking about white history. I ain't got no time. It's Black History Month. I'm going to waltz right past it. Those are the books that show you the real truth. Now, this is a picture of King David, a depiction of King David. We saw one in that other book, the dictionary. And then now we're looking right here at King David in 1534. This is in the Church of Gabriel. Now, listen, of the Archbishop Gabriel. What you're not understanding, brothers and sisters, is you are greater than they've ever told you. Your history is in the Bible. They had to disconnect you from it so you wouldn't know the truth. Now, notice what kind of hair David has. Now, remember, Jesus Christ is a descendant of King David. David's dark skin, beautiful brown skin. Look at that up there. Woolly textured hair, big old woolly beard. This is your history. Inside this book, the Clarendon Dictionary, listen what it says. It's said by William Hand Brown. Listen what it says. Wool. The definition of wool, the soft curled hair of sheep and other animals, closely curled hair of Negroes. That's why they say, oh, don't teach that Jesus had woolly hair. Oh, it don't matter what kind of hair he had. Oh, that don't show his hair. Oh, yes, it does. Revelation 1:14 shows his hair. Daniel chapter 7 verse 9 shows his father's hair. And Christ said, if you have seen me, you have seen the Father.
That give a lynches and shit. Bro, it's so much more shit, bro. You ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre? The inspiration came from the plantation. You ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah, of course.
Leatherface.
I hate to say this now, but it's one of my favorites.
That's
crazy.
It's funny because it's a movie, right? But that was the reality.
Yeah,
when they would kill your brother and win his face. So, hold on. They would kill your brother and win his face while they. Hold on, no. Let me finish this, God. They would kill your brother and win his face while they fuck you in the ass in front of your wife, right? While she's pregnant. And then rip the baby out her stomach, step on the baby's head, murder your like, you like what? And then take your grandmother, your grandfather in a pot and boil them. And you so hungry, you so starving, they feed you to pieces, man. You gotta give a yo, bro, you gotta give a fuck about some cracker? Huh? You gotta give a
like the Moors, so they rejected the Old Testament. They whitewashed biblical imagery, legalized slavery, and kicked off the Renaissance. Martin Luther didn't like the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church didn't like the Moors, so they rejected the Old Testament. They whitewashed biblical imagery, legalized slavery, and kicked off the Renaissance. Martin Luther didn't like the Catholic Church, so he started the Lutheran Church. The Lutheran Church supported chattel slavery. Then Calvin didn't like the Lutherans, so he started the Reformed Church. The Reformed Church also supported chattel slavery. Henry VIII didn't like being denied a Catholic marriage, so he started the Anglican Church. The Anglican Church supported chattel slavery as well. Then people didn't like the Anglican Church, so more churches were born. John Smith broke off and helped form Baptist churches, which supported chattel slavery. William Miller broke away and sparked the Adventist movement, which supported chattel slavery. Ellen G. White built on that, and Seventh-day Adventism formed, which supported chattel slavery. Charles T. Russell came out of that world too, and Jehovah's Witnesses were formed. Jehovah's Witnesses also supported chattel slavery. Joseph Smith came out of Methodism and founded Mormonism, which supported chattel slavery. John Wesley broke from Anglicanism and created Methodism, which supported chattel slavery. Then Charles Parham exploited the hopes of former slaves and broke off as Pentecostalism. Then more broke off Pentecostalism. And now you've got thousands of denominations everywhere. So the question is, are we really following Christ? Or are we just building new churches every time somebody
choosing death over 15 to 1866. European ships sail to West Africa. They don't just buy slaves. They raid villages, burn homes, chain families, march them to the coast in coffles, neck chains connecting dozens, walk for weeks. Many die on the march. The survivors reach the coast, sold to European traders, branded with hot irons, marked as property. Then loaded onto ships, the Middle Passage begins. Africans packed into ship holds, lying side by side, less than 2 feet of space per person, can't sit up, can't turn over. chained at the ankles, chained at the wrists, lying in their own waste for weeks, the smell unbearable, the heat suffocating, disease spreads instantly, dysentery, smallpox, typhoid, dead bodies left chained to the living for days. Some go insane, jump overboard when brought up for air, choosing death over slavery. Ship captains don't care, calculate deaths into profit margins. Women raped by crew members, repeatedly. Children die first, the elderly next. The voyage takes 6 to 12 weeks depending on conditions. Storms kill hundreds at once. Ships sink regularly. Over 400 years, 12 million Africans forced onto ships. 2 million die during the Middle Passage, bodies thrown overboard. Sharks follow the slave ships. They learn the route, fed a steady stream of corpses. The survivors? Sold in the Americas, families separated on auction blocks, never see each other again. The Middle Passage destroys languages, cultures, families, identities. By design, 12 million kidnapped, 2 million dead at sea. Sharks followed the ships. The greatest forced migration in human history. The journey.
This country, I don't know if you guys have heard, but in Wisconsin, we got an issue going on here. A death of a 39-year-old Torrance, as they call him, Tory Medley, demands national attention. A black man was found hanging from a tree again, this time on Brookfield Golf Course. Now, the police rushed to call it an apparent, here we go, suicide. But his family and the NAACP are pushing back hard because the facts just don't add up. Brookfield police admit that they still don't know how he even got there. And Tory had no car, and he lived miles away in Milwaukee, and he had zero connections to the golf course, no surveillance footage. And here's the truth that many of us from the black community will say plainly. Black men do not hang themselves from trees. That's not our pattern. That's our trauma. That's our history. A black man found hanging in America is not just a mental health issue. It is a historical alarm bell. This country carries a century-long scar of lynchings, cover-ups, and rush rulings labeled suicide. So when a black man is found hanging in public, the burden is on the system to earn trust, not on the family to quietly accept a conclusion. Until every second of video is reviewed, every moment is accounted for, and every question is answered with evidence, this case cannot and should not be considered closed.
Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34. All right, and I just showed a series of videos. These doubles got to pay, man. The more we hear, the more we just need to get out of here, man. The more we get upset. All right. And comforting scriptures like this. See, the Lord is going to come and, all right, recompense. All right. The Lord is going to come and destroy these devils for what they've done to us. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 34. And it says, come near, verse 1, come near ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people. Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all the things that come forth of it. So the Lord has a message, right? For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and the host of heaven shall be dissolved. Ooh, this is the day that we're waiting for, right? And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's talking about a bomb going off, a nuclear bomb going off. The heavens are going to roll together as a scroll. This book was written thousands of years ago, man. The heavens shall roll together as a scroll. This is end times prophecy. This is talking about these times right now, where they got bombs that go off, and then the debris goes up against the heavens and spreads out, man. It says, and all their hosts shall fall down. Yeah, all that debris is going to fall down. As a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a fallen fig from a fig tree. For my sword, what's the Lord's sword? All right? Those thermonuclear missiles, man. Those intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right? For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Bathed in heaven. They go out of the atmosphere and back into the atmosphere, man. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Who's Idumea? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Bozrah. That's right. The Lord is going to have a sacrifice in America. All right. All right. It says, in a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And the unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. That's right. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, in the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. The controversy of Zion. Who's Zion? His people. You so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, you Israelites. The Lord is coming, all right? The book of Isaiah, chapter 35, verses 3. Strengthen ye the weak hands, and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong. Fear not, behold, your power, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, will come with vengeance. Even the Lord Yahweh with a recompense. He will come and save you. That's right. All right. These devils ain't going to get away. All right. And this is a beautiful chapter. All right. Let me grab one more. It's what? Isaiah 63 verses 1. And it says, the Most High's vengeance on the nation it says, who is this that cometh from Edom? Who is Edom, the so-called white man, with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel? That's right. And thy garments like him that treadeth in the winefat. All right. And the Lord says, I have trodden the winepress alone. All right. And of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger. The sacrifice in America, man. The Lord is going to destroy this place, man, and deliver his people. All right. It's getting more obvious every day that this place is going down, and it's all the Lord that's doing all this. For I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my remnant. All right. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm, it's lucky. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me. It's lucky. Goodness gracious. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. All right, so the Lord is going to destroy this place, man. Just a few scriptures, man. All praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Hopefully this message was edifying. A little under the weather, so shalom.